Hello YouTube, my name is Jennifer Mahoney. I had RNY gastric bypass surgery on March 19th, 2012 in Portland, Oregon. My surgeon was Dr. Kim at Kaiser Permanente Sunnyside Hospital. My heaviest weight was 300 pounds. I'm 5'2". My surgery weight was 278 pounds. My lowest weight as of May of 2016 was 143 pounds, and I'm currently weighing in at 154 pounds. So I should have done the math beforehand, but I had lost a total of 156 pounds. So do the math. This video is kind of a celebration of my 5 years being post-op. I posted on Facebook earlier in the week asking people if they had questions for me, and I would make a response video. So here it is, Q&A video. I'm gonna start out with Gretchen Johnson. What has been your biggest struggle? Workplace temptations, by far. I have coworkers that are very much sugar and carb addicts. We have a whole cubicle in our office that is dedicated to nothing but food. I have one coworker that will even bring in whole boxes of Oreo cookies and put them directly onto my desk. Luckily, the recent package was the, it was an Easter flavor, Peeps, the Easter Peeps, which I think are completely nasty, so I was not tempted by them whatsoever, and I gave them to my friend's kid. So, perfect. But every day seems to be a new struggle. I was the type of person, and I kind of still am that type of person, that if a group of people are eating something, I want to join in. I don't want to feel left out. So, I mean, in an office setting, that's kind of the norm. We have boxes of donuts and bagels and pizza brought in, and you know, all the things that I really should not be eating. So that's been my biggest struggle. I like my husband's response to this. He thinks my biggest struggle was being married to him, or is being married to him. Truth. So I apologize, Gretchen. I printed all of these out, all the Facebook responses, and I realized now that I didn't click the see more option, so I didn't see all of your questions. But there is one more that's listed here, and you asked, did you find anything easier than you expected? No. I mean, I guess the surgery went easier than I expected. I thought that it was going to be a little bit more painful. Now, I had complications with my surgery that left me hospitalized for 5 days instead of 3, or 2 nights. And that was simply because they had floating nursing staff coming in and giving me the wrong nutrition. They were giving me full fat, full sugar, nutritional beverages, and I was dumping the entire time. Even though I was arguing with them, telling them this isn't the right stuff, they kept assuring me it was. It took me calling my surgeon into my room for them to realize that it wasn't correct. So that was probably my biggest struggle, and that was 5 years ago. So there you go. Or easier, that was easier than I expected, was the surgery. The surgery itself was easier than I expected, even with my little complication. So next is a question from S.J. Hamilton. When you noticed it was harder to maintain your lowest weight, what changes did you see in yourself mentally, body chemistry, emotionally, and physically? So I had a few things that happened when I reached my lowest weight. I went to WLSFA and I had a really good time. I didn't eat much while I was there because I was kind of on the go and busy, and there just wasn't enough time for foods. Now, when I left WLSFA, we drove and we made a vacation out of being in Nashville. We drove to a friend's house in Georgia, and the entire time I was there, I was sick and in bed. So I wasn't eating there either. So fast forward, I got home from vacation and my appetite came back, and Then the stress of getting ready to close on our house and move in, I stopped tracking. I stopped caring. I was too busy trying to live my day-to-day normal life to live my weight loss surgery life at the same time. So I had some pretty big life events happen that really all just came together and caused this one big tornado in my life, and I gained weight. I felt it coming on. That's the weirdest part, is I knew I was gaining, and I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh, my tummy's still flat, I'm okay. My clothes are still fitting, I'm okay. Well, my clothes are starting to get a little snug. Maybe I should do something about this. And that's where I'm at. Now, I've been working on it for months and I'm maintaining, and that is driving me insane. So yeah, my mindset kind of changed. When I got to my lowest weight, I was really happy at my lowest weight, but still not satisfied. I have a pie in the sky, I was gonna say had, but I still have a pie in the sky goal of reaching the 130s. I'm 5'2", it's absolutely possible, but I feel like mentally I'm stopping myself for some reason. So you had a few more questions in here, so I want to make sure that I'm getting everything. You asked wanting to live normally, and yes, I have quite a few friends that have not had weight loss surgery. They're normies, you know, and we meet up and we have cocktails and we have dinners, and you know, they want me to keep up with them and I can't. I mean, let's face it, I can't do shots, they can. They still expect me to, and I can't. They order the big appetizer trays full of all the fried foods that are delicious that, you know, frankly, if I mix alcohol with these fried foods, I'm gonna be sick. So I just can't do these things. It's a mental mindfuck for me sometimes, because especially if I have a cocktail, I forget that I need to be mindful of what I'm eating and drinking. I hope that makes sense. I don't think I've ever stopped not caring. You asked if it was due to not caring. I think I've always cared. I just maybe got a little tired as well. Too much going on. And I forgot to mention, I also got promoted at work. So all of this at the same time, it was just the trifecta leading to the perfect storm. And me being an emotional eater, I was stress eating. So I think it's absolutely doable to get yourself back on track. I know I feel restriction in my tool, and so I'm not blaming my tool whatsoever. It's absolutely what's up here that's stopping me. So I hope I answered all that for you, SJ. Sarah Harrison Robinson, asks, what's your favorite NSV? Oh, Sarah, there's so many. I don't know how to choose. Being asked to be a part of Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works was a huge NSV for me. I started watching Proof maybe 2 years before I had surgery, just as a way to gain knowledge and what other weight loss surgery patients had to say and learn from their experiences. So coming to the point where I was considered a success from having weight loss surgery blows my mind, just blows my mind. That's gotta be one of my biggest NSVs. I mean, right up there with being nominated and awarded the 2015 Women's Berry Athlete of the Year. Hello, me an athlete. You know, I always sat on the sidelines. Even in high school, I was trying to get out of gym class. I didn't want to do all the activities, forget that. So being known as a person that loves physical fitness and activity, that's kind of amazing. So those would be my NSVs right there. Oh, Sarah also asks, do you think the journey gets harder or easier the farther out you are from surgery? Oh, darling, definitely harder. First 2 years, I would consider my honeymoon period. Now, the first year was definitely honeymoon period. That's when all the weight came off and all the highs were there, and it was all, you know, rainbows and flowers and sunshine and unicorn farts. You know, frankly, it was amazing. Year 2, I'm still in the weight loss surgery mindset and loving life and living an awesome life as a weight loss surgery patient. I don't know how else to explain that, but gearing up, and I would say 3 and 4 was pretty much the same. Gearing up to year 5, it just seems hard. And what I mean by that is living the day-to-day journey. Living the life as a weight loss surgery patient just gets a little bit harder when you're surrounded by normies and you want to just not think about, you know, I gotta log this into my FitnessPal. I gotta get my Fitbit on. I gotta get all these steps in today. I've got to drink my water. Did I drink enough? I've got to take all of my vitamins. Did I take enough? Go in for my blood tests. Find out that I am lacking in iron, and now I have to have my first iron infusion. Yes, that did happen last week. Also finding out that my B12 may be low. That is the scariest thing that I've come across so far having weight loss surgery, because guess what? We stopped making B12. If you've had RNY, B12 is stored in your stomach. It's made in your stomach, and now that that's kind of detached, you're not making it anymore. So what you're getting is what you have is what you have, and you're supplementing with B12 injections or sublinguals. Well, come to find out, mine may be low. Now, I just had my injection, so they want me to come back in April before my next one to get tested. That's scary. I mean, lacking in B12 can lead to neurological disorders, and that's irreversible. So I'm absolutely frightened by that right now. There's a lot of questions, so I kind of want to keep going through them all. SJ, again, I didn't click on the see more, and I apologize. I know that you have more questions. Or I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm going to have to come back to those. I apologize. Dawn Roper asks, and I hope I'm not brutalizing your last name, Dawn. How do you motivate yourself to move when it's dreary outside? Oh, she knows. We live in the Pacific Northwest, so it is dreary outside more times than it is not. And this last year, Dawn, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a struggle with our move, with putting together the home gym, me moving up in my career. I'm working ungodly hours right now. And then I dislocated my shoulder. I mean, just so many things that saying it out loud, I sound like I'm making excuses, and maybe I am. But just making a date for yourself, a date that you can't break, I think is the most important thing you could do. Even though it's dreary outside, don't break your date. Make sure that you're getting your fitness in, because you're going to feel more energetic. You're going to see either a maintenance or a loss. You're going to see your body transform, and that's an amazing feeling. And honestly, today is my day 1 of getting back into the fitness motivation myself. I started a 30 days buns, guns, and abs challenge, and I've done this one before, and it really did help me to get motivated and want to work out. So I would say start small with a 30-day challenge, or something, you know, like a DVD workout, something that's going to get you motivated and get you going, because as soon as those endorphins kick in, you're going to want to work out regardless of what the weather's like. I hope that helps. Renee DeGroat writes, do pouch test resets work or help if you're in a stall? I've done the pouch test a couple of times now, and it actually has helped for me. The reason why I've done the pouch test is because I've gotten into bad habits of eating processed carbs and sugar again. And so it's kind of a good way to curb all of those and cycle yourself off of them just so that you can go back to eating the way that you're supposed to as a weight loss surgery patient, which is, you know, protein and produce and drinking at least 64 ounces of water a day, just basically following your surgeon's rules. And that's where I'm at. I did the pouch test a few weeks ago and I haven't strayed so far, so I'm pretty happy about it. I don't recommend it, or it's not recommended for those that are a year out or less. So please wait until you're at least more than a year out before giving it a try if you're finding yourself falling into these bad habits again. Can your stomach really stretch back to how it was? That is a huge controversial question. I can only tell you my experience is I know that I've eaten more than what my pouch is allowed, but I have a lot of restriction in my pouch, so I don't know if that's the case. Now, what I do know is that if you are mixing fluids with your food too soon, that can stretch the opening of your pouch from a funnel that's shaped this way to just a tube, because it's opening that end more. So the reason why our surgeon recommends that we don't eat for at least 30 minutes after we've drank any fluids, and then we wait at least 30 minutes to drink after we've eaten. That's the whole reason behind that. We don't have that caloric valve anymore, so we need to mimic what our stomach used to do for us. So we don't want to push the food through and create that big funnel, because you are never going to feel full. You are not going to absorb any calories or nutrients. It's just a recipe for bad news. Now, that is for Roux-en-Y gastric bypass patients. I do not know about any other weight loss surgery type, so I can't answer to that, but that's what I've got for you. And I suck so bad. I'm so sorry, Renee. You also asked quite a few more questions, and I did not press the see more button to print those out. I'm gonna have to make a follow-up. I'm just gonna have to. This wasn't a question, but Sarah Salarino states, I hit 10 years last week with my lap band, and I want to congratulate you because that's a huge milestone. Congratulations, Sarah. Oh, I've got the last one going on here. Christian Haney writes, when you move into Georgia to be with your long-lost sister? I think I get this question from Christian on a daily basis. I love you so much, and if I could pick this damn house up and transport it to Georgia, I'd be there tomorrow. So she goes on to ask me, if you could start the whole journey over, would you do anything different? I think the only thing that I would do differently is establish a fitness routine in the beginning before surgery. I worked out and I did the best that I felt that I could, but I think that I could have done better. I struggle even now maintaining a fitness routine. I think that's been my MO from birth, is just, you know, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Maintaining? Just being consistency. There we go. Being consistent with a fitness routine has been my struggle. I was doing really, really well when I had a gym membership and when I lived in an area where I could just put my shoes on, head out the door, and go for a run. It was perfect. Ever since I moved out to the country, I've lost it, and I haven't found it yet. We've put together a home gym. We've gotten, you know, a few pieces of equipment. We've got weights. I've got everything that I need, but I'm not utilizing it. So it's all my fault right now, all of it. I wish I would have established a better routine to begin with. So that's what I would have done differently. All right, those are all the questions that I printed out, and I apologize. I'm gonna have to follow up with another video. That's what I got for you guys. So I am going to make a second video, part 2 of 5 years post-op, just to kind of go over the feels. All right, take care guys, make healthy choices.